Hey everyone, back for another check-in. Check-in first. We have a guest. We've had Mike on as a podcast guest in the past, but now we're doing it again. I think it's a pretty cool idea. So everyone, Mike from Lost Without Japan. If you forgot, hey Mike, how's it going?
It's going wonderful, my friend. Thank you for having me on and putting up with me just a little bit earlier.
Oh no. This is cool. We were just talking about audio issues. I feel like I feel like it's without fail though. Like I've been to events, like professional events, and there's just always something AV related at every single event. And I'm like, you think that these things would run smoothly by now, but it's just there's too many plugs. It's too much electricity.
Too easy. It'd be too easy otherwise.
Yeah. So it's good to see you again. It's good that we talk, we message, but it is good to actually talk to you. Um, I am I'm 40 and I'm not of the texting only generation. I can't stand if that's the only. And it's weird because I have friends who I call because I like to call people, and they're like, "What are you doing?" Like we're old. Why can't we talk to each other on the phone? It's so weird. But no, it's good to talk to you.
No, I'm glad, my friend. It's good to get caught up because I mean, like, I was thinking back to when we talked and how much time has gone by and all the things that's happened for both of us, and with this year screaming towards an
Yes.
end with us, it was a perfect time to jump in. And I keep up with your show on a regular basis, like your check-ins and what you're doing. And it's great. Like I feel I can keep touch that way, but this is definitely appreciated.
Yeah. Speaking of, let's just start there. How have you been?
Doing fantastic. I finally this summer made it to Japan with my son
Nice.
after so many years of the country being shut down.
Right. Right.
And for him to be there with me was just huge. Huge. He's 22. And what was really cool was when he was there, he we started off in Hiroshima and Osaka, and it was a nice progression every time. So like he got used to some transportation in Hiroshima. Osaka was a little bit more. When we got to Tokyo, he was like, "I'm good, Dad. See you later. I'm gonna go off, catch a concert in a different city," and he was totally fine with it. Made some friends while he was there, and I ended up meeting Maurice. Also, interview too. We
Yeah.
met. We met in person finally in Tokyo.
What?
Yes. It just happened to work out that we were both there at the same time. So we were able to eat together and meet and talk for a little bit in Tokyo. Just blew my mind, that would end up, happening how it did. It was fantastic. And he watched my son walk off from us and he's like, "Man, you've done something right because he has no fear. Like he's here, he's in his own element, and he's off just ready to, tackle, everything and enjoy the world." So it was so awesome though to meet Maurice in person. So it was fantastic.
Nice. I got to hit Maurice up. I got his book, but now I have Tokyo envy. Like I was Scandinavia was great, but there's still the big three. It was Scandinavia, Australia, and Japan. Like not just
Yes.
Tokyo, but all Japan I have to see. And for me, it was if I do a lot of people, not a lot, 5 or 6 people came to Scandinavia, and I'm like, if I do Japan, I'm either going to go with someone who's already been there,
Yes.
like yourself,
Yep.
because yeah, that like or just like alone. But I want to make sure that like you're really just exploring, and
Yes.
I think I like to be around people who don't have a fear of just trying things out, and also that there are multiple places you have to go. In Tokyo itself, I would assume is just a beast. Um,
It's it's
question. Oh, go ahead. You're
no,
gonna
go,
say
go, no,
something.
like Tokyo. Like I love getting out of it, and I loved showing my son around. But I am so excited because this summer I'm going to go back by myself.
Nice.
And I'm just looking forward to going up to some areas that I haven't been to and really like renting a car. That scares me to death, Joel.
Yeah.
Being,
Yeah.
other side of the road and international driving and everything that's with that. But I want to go do it and just be able to see some things I haven't to this point. And because of doing the show, like, connections with you and others, just continue trying to meet, those people that I've talked to, in person. And I'm really looking forward to it.
We're going together at some point. Well, either you're already gonna be
Yes.
living there,
Yes.
or we'll schedule it prior. But yeah, that's next for me. How Hiroshima just must be just a powerful. I can only imagine.
It for me, everything that's gone there, the history that's there, I was blown away because you go there, and I we ended up meeting with when I was with Fulbright. Right? We talked about it before, but I actually got to hear like a Hiroshima survivor talk,
Wow.
and it really was so impactful. But the negative degree of hate that he had for what happened to him, and from who did it, and
Yeah.
all that you went through, and just that focus of just wanting peace and for it to never happen again was what drove this man and his family, his daughter, his wife, and that was the push. And you go there, and I would almost expect that you could run into, so again, you say, I'm from the United States, I'm from America, we have enough things going on, you know what I mean, just to begin with, but to have something like that, but I've been just embraced. I have two friends that are there, that run different establishments, and they've done nothing but make me feel welcome every time that I went there. So much so that when my son went, because Joel, I'm 45, my son is 22. I know that we have these 2 weeks together, but he's not going to want to spend 16 days with his old man, like straight, no matter where we are in the world. So I reached out to Rock, a gentleman who's Korean, runs his own like izakaya bar there. And I said, hey, Rock, I don't know if you can do this. If you can't, it's cool. But here's what's going on. My son's coming with me. If you have anybody there that you know that would be around his age that he could go hang out with, right? Just keep your eyes open. And he set up so that he could go with, like, it's his adopted cousin, not really a cousin, that was around my son's age. He took him out. He ended up going to hostess bars. He ended up going karaokeing. He ended up going drinking,
Nice.
making all of these friends, bringing them back, and like, continuing on. And the whole time he was gone, his cousin was messaging my friend, like, Sam's okay. He's talking to this girl we don't know. Is it okay that he's talking to this girl we don't know? And dad's like, yes. It's fine. Like, but it was like that degree of like wanting to make sure that they were okay, they had a good time. And like everybody that I run into there, Joel, like just wants to make sure that you have a fantastic time. And with my like the podcast like stuff that we do, like those connections that you make, like for when I do move there, because I'm after this school year, I'm 10 years, 10 to 12, I'm hoping 10. If they
Mm.
offer me early retirement, Joel, I am out the door. Not that I don't love what I do, but I want to love what I do and be on the other side of the world. So
You'll get
so,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing. It's funny you say that about Hiroshima. When I was in Vietnam, went to three different cities, but we the last one was Ho Chi Minh City, and we went to the War Remnants Museum. And prior to that, we were going to just like sites where they had like in the forest where they had temples and battles, and they're telling us all these stories. If you're like, I'm a history buff, and what this annoys me. Like what annoys me about where the country is now is that you can't just like say stuff without someone getting pissed off. Like I love living here, but I'm a history buff, so I know we
Yes.
did some shitty things. Like this is what it is. So they're telling us how we're just firebombing these temples, knocking them down. Uh, our tour guide lost a friend. His friend was killed there while this is going on. And he's telling us this, and I remember he came up to me and my wife because there were people from other countries there. I feel like we may have been the only couple from the U.S. Maybe one more, but I don't know. I'm assuming. I think us, my wife and I, both being Black American, he's just kind of like, okay, I know there's layers to this, but he's asking us like, how do you feel about what I told you? We're like, hey, man, like, look, like we know what took place. Not
Yes.
everyone was like gung ho about stuff like this. A lot of Americans hate war, and he
Yes.
understands that. And to your point, when we went to the museum and they had exhibits about Agent Orange and all these things, they even had exhibits about Americans, how Americans suffered. So it was interesting to see retelling of history. Like I felt it was pretty objective. Like there were definitely times where it wasn't, where they would call people who didn't fight with them puppets. Like so, like the Vietnamese people who weren't on the winning side, they call puppets. But they were pretty much like, we know this is bad. We want independence. We got independence. We're not bitter. We don't hate you for coming. We come on over here, have a good time. So I can only, from what I've heard, and again, I haven't been, but what I heard about Japan is it's very similar. It's like, look, like we're going to talk about this openly, but they embrace people when they come over.
100%. And it's just and the people you meet over there, I think it's just something, Joel, like when you travel, no matter where you are, you're going to run into people. It's kind of like going to a concert for a favorite band, right? It's like going to going to see a Steelers game and be surrounded by a ton of people cheering for the same team.
Yeah.
When you are traveling, you are around most of the time, not always. I had a bad occurrence in Japan, but it was running into somebody from the United States on this last trip. Nothing to do with anybody that was there. But when you, for the most part, you're there and you do run into somebody, pretty much they have an open mind. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? They're going in to embrace things. This may be their first time. This may be something they've done a whole bunch of times. But it's just like that connection that you can have with people is just so much more than you can come across on just a normal everyday basis, because it's just so concentrated in being able to share in something that you're passionate about with somebody else. And they may not be exactly to the same level of passion,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
I am, but you still have that. And that's just something that you just can't get without, stepping out and actually, going to go do some things.
Yeah. I agree. When we went to Scandinavia, we went to, so Oslo, Stockholm, Copenhagen. My older cousin, who's like in her 50s, had never left the country before. I'm like, this is not the trip for you. Like it's 3 city, begged to come. By the end, hated life, hated everything. And I'm like, see,
Yes.
like I still had a great time. And I'm like, this is not, but I highly suggest it. I highly recommend. uh I fell in love with all 3 cities for different reasons, but like I think
Yes.
Oslo is probably one of the most unique places I've ever been to in my life, and Copenhagen's just a cleaner Paris, so you can have a variety of fun. But Oslo is different, man. It feels like, yeah, I'm not home. Like it's weird. Stockholm too, but in a good way. In a good way, it was
Yes.
really
Yes.
really cool. But to your point, it's also like when you see like there's again, it's I'm so torn because there's stuff about the states that I love. I love being here for.
Yes.
But then there's stuff in other countries I'm like, oh my God, this would be so much easier. Like just getting on a train with an app,
Yes.
trains that run on time, they're clean. You're just like, oh my God. Yeah.
Like I was talking to like so there's two guys that I know like that are there that teach, right? And they do 20,000 steps a day, Joel. That's not exercise, right? That's just their daily life. That's getting on a train, that's going to work, that's going to the convenience store, that's going to the grocery store. If it's within 30 minutes, you're walking, right?
Yeah.
And they have the infrastructure there. They have everything set so you can walk and not have to worry about getting hit by a car because there's no sidewalk or
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
but like just a quality of life, like just health wise, that's huge. And it's one of the things that I'm looking forward to when I do, like live there. Just like longevity,
Yeah.
being able to be healthy, being able to do what you're doing, and yeah, the whole thing. It's just I don't know if it'll be my forever home, but it's going to be my home for a while. And
Yeah.
I told my son and my daughter, I'm like, I'll have multiple, rooms wherever I end up for friends too, just to be like, hey, come crash, and go from there. And my son's looking to do like a semester study for Japanese in Japan,
Nice.
and I'm really hoping that one of them, if it's my son or my daughter, you know, just like selfishly as a dad, or like, go across and they're like, yeah, dad, I'm going to live in Japan. I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
It's like, see you there. See you there. So,
Yeah. It's gotta be cool. So how are things on the podcast? I see you introduced all the new accounts, and it doesn't help. But when you like shout out or introduce new accounts, I'll follow them and just get sad because I'm just watching like Americans just hit up all of these. I think it's the fact that when they were in Tokyo had just like stacks of retail stores, boom, 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 and I'm like,
yes,
man, it'd be so cool just to go to all of them. But how's the podcast been?
been great, my friend. And I'm at 2.5 years coming up, of doing it in December. And then it'll be 3 years this upcoming summer. And that's crazy, my friend, to think
Yeah,
that much time has gone by. And I'm not near the like, getting nearer and nearer to like the 100 episodes and just like, milestone things that you have from a show. And it's been every other week, like every other week, just either being a like day trip, for places that aren't your Tokyo, your Osaka and stuff, or it's interviewing people that are there. And I have an interview coming up later in the week with individual that I met through Instagram.
Yeah.
And everything that she does is like off the beaten path. She's been there for a while. She has a family. She's going through everything from that point, and I just can't wait to pick her brain and just, how did you end up there? You know what I mean? Like, go all the way around the world and become a model, or teach English. Like all this stuff that's here. There's like a never-ending supply of people that you can like reach out to and talk to, and selfishly, again, like I said, I'm going to be there, and
Yeah.
as many contacts and friends as I can make because of this show that leads me to being there. And yeah, not everybody that I'm going to talk to is going to stay there, but having that kind of like friend, network that you can just pull from is going to be, huge. And it already is, because I'm going to go meet up with Peter, and he used to work for Snow Country or Snow Monkey Resorts in Nagano. And he has his own podcast too. It was just like Snow Country Stories. And he's been doing his podcast. And so like this summer when I head out, he's like, "Would you like to just get together for a couple days up by me and I can kind of show you around, and maybe we can, like you can record some stuff for your show?" And I'm like, "Dude, yes."
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
100% over. Like I'd love to meet your family. I'd love to, go around and, and be shown around by somebody who is in that area that does guide professionally. You know, I'm not going to pass that up. And then, I'm going to go meet another guy from Deep in Japan podcast, Jeff. That's deep in Japan. Like he's, where the internet is, but barely. And going to go meet him and his family too. And it's like just so grateful, Joel. Like so grateful to like have met you, at the beginning. Like when I did, and still be in touch. Kind of, just keeping going, and then just everybody else that I'm getting to meet of this, man, just lucky, truly lucky.
That to me, that's I echo that. The best part, like I started this podcast while I was building an app, and then you were doing these events, have the podcast, and of course, like monetization. It'd be good to just do this, but the best thing is the people you meet through it. Like there are people I've known for 5 to 6 years now, and you just like have it. And like you said, it's cross state lines, it can cross country, continent lines. That's the beauty of it, especially when you have your podcast with that shared love of Japan. And the best thing is you could do something like this literally forever. And I love that's the magic of it, because like who knows what that could mean for you. It could mean a way for you to just literally meet a new person a week. It could be
Yep.
the most famous thing ever. It could be your favorite hobby, the way to blow off steam. And that's what's cool about it. Random. Have you ever seen the show Tokyo Vice?
Yes. Loved it. Like loved that first bit of it. Can't wait for the second part. I read the book.
Nice.
The book is fantastic.
Really?
But oh yeah, the book is fantastic, my friend. Like I don't read anything, but I say that I read things. I just
Yeah.
listen to it on Audible.
Nice.
Because that's about all the time I have for it. But it is well worth the time, my friend. It is fantastic.
All right, I'll read it. I shouldn't have watched it. I started it. I started it like in the much earlier this year, and I just like was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this, and I'm mad I did, because now like because every episode I did, I'm like, I gotta get over this, please, bro. Like I gotta like I'm super into we talked about this like but like samurai culture, but
Yes.
also like not stuff like the Yakuza, like, oh, it's a gang, it's cool. Like the most of the stuff I like about it is the stuff that's like stuff you don't see, like the neatness of it. But
Yes.
number one is the way they revere elders. So there was this one episode towards the end of the season where the two rival factions that we're following, they have to finally have this meeting where one apologizes. But it's these two older men coming in the traditional garb, and you have these guys in suits. And everyone respects everything they say. I'm like, bro, it was just, I don't know. I just love that specific part of it. And everyone adheres to that structure. And I've heard that so much about just life in Japan in general. That's always been so cool for me to see it third. be a third party to, but I would love to just like learn more about where that comes from, where that stems from, how it fits into everyday life, and just to see it would be so crazy. But I got the bug, man. I think next year is doable, but it'd be some time too. Like I gotta make it worth my while.
Because it's like when I go, like I made it for like 16 days this last time, and I'd love to stay for 3 weeks or a
Nice.
month, but I teach, and so I also teach summer school. So when that gets out, I have this like window of time to where it's like, okay, I can be there, but I need to be back to set my room up. But our school district just this year made it so that our Thanksgiving was a full week off. So we had 9 days of
Nice.
time. And next year it's the same thing. And I'm like, man, if 2 more years from now, basically, if it's the same thing, I would love to go back to Japan in November. It was
Nice.
fantastic. It was beautiful.
What's the weather like when it's like fall for us?
Exactly the same as us. Like
Oh,
exactly the same. Like it is gorgeous and all the leaves changing when you're out. I hit Kyoto at the exact time that all the leaves changed and that still sticks with me to this day. And it's like I've got to do that again.
nice.
I've got to do this again. When I go in summer, that's when I can go. It was over 100 degrees like pretty much every day I was there. Uh, you know, I made sure that everything I had was bamboo fibered, just to try to help with that. But it was still worth it, even though it is, you know,
When do you
ungodly hot and humid.
when do you think you're going back?
It'll be this upcoming summer, like it'll be like July, August time for sure. For
Nice.
sure, I'm going to be heading back.
What airline did you use?
I used Air Canada. Don't use Air Canada.
All right.
Um, at least from Chicago,
Okay.
because they don't. I don't believe that they really fly out of Chicago, my friend. Because
Mm,
both my flights were switched over to United, and the more people I've talked to, it was United. But the thing was, they didn't give us any heads up.
mm.
And when we were coming back from Japan, they split my son and I up. They had him going from Osaka to Chicago like he's supposed to, and at the last minute changed me to be separate from him and fly to San Francisco with
Ugh.
no like we'll get you home after that. We just don't know how yet.
Okay. Yeah. No, we're not doing that.
Yeah, it was like, what are you talking about? So it's crazy, but I'm looking into like A&A has some flights for like $1,500
Nice.
round
Nice.
trip. And that's like if you don't mind not being the aisle or like having a say of what it is. It's about $1,500, but it's around like 2,000 right now
Yeah.
for next summer for being able to make sure that I can have that aisle seat and not be stuck up against the window or in between. I can't do it, Joel. I can't do it.
No, you got to do it right. You got to fly comfortably for that. We did Scandinavian Airlines, which is pretty good actually. It wasn't bad, and I did Economy Plus. But when we went to Vietnam, we flew to Tokyo first, so that was Japan Airlines, and like I, I can't go back to regular life. Like I got bumped up to business class because I bought like my ticket and my cousin's ticket for the flight, and we flew to Copenhagen actually, and then connected, but flew back. That's not bad. 7 hours. I'm like, all right.
Yes.
Uh, when we went to Japan, we were Japan Airlines, and I'm like, if I go back, I'm doing Japan Airlines. I don't care what I was saving up. I'm doing what I got to do. Um, and we weren't first. We weren't business class. We were economy plus. I think you have footrests. It was more space than that, and
Yes.
it was amazing, man. I can't like that. I've never had that again, and that I want again. The niceness, the bowing, people bowing before the flight,
Yes.
the Japanese whiskey, the food. I like have tears in my eyes because I haven't yet to come close to that life that I knew on that plane. But it was made everything worth it.
It is. And I flew Asiana one of the times I went over, and that's like a Korean airline.
Yeah,
You go into the bathroom and they had like regular toothbrushes there for you to like brush your teeth, and they have like slippers, and you have real silverware, and you have like quality food and people that are being kind. And it was just like I'm like, what is this? Like, I'm not used to this. Like, being treated well. Like, what?
oh man, oh man.
Yeah.
All right, so that's that. We'll make that happen. So look, you're going back. That'll be good.
Yes.
I'm excited for you. Um, you're gonna keep. Who's the coolest person you interviewed?
Man, I say like besides Maurice, because I am partial to him with everything that he's done with his photography, with doing a book through Kickstarter, having somebody like you where it's like I watch what you do and it kind of pushes me, to
Thanks.
continue to be creative, with what you're doing with your exposés and like everything that you're pulling together for that, like, hats off, man. Like it is like impressive to be able to do that. And him in the same way, like just everything that he did. I think I just keep on coming back to that, and he's it. But the coolest experience, if I ever win the lotto,
Yeah.
is in the old private house, and for like 10 grand, you can end up being a feudal lord, like a samurai, basically. And this lodging is the only one that's there. It's in this UNESCO heritage site. So it was there before it was UNESCO heritage, right? It's been around for forever.
Yeah.
You can go in and have a movie filmed of you, Joel, like fighting other samurai or ninja. And they have a whole town of actors that come out to make it feel like you're the lord of this fiefdom, like coming in and just you have this whole place to yourself. You have all the food that's made for you. Yeah, Joel, that is like, yeah, win the lotto. That's a no doubter gonna happen.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's so
That's
cool.
awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, I got the one thing someone else came up with. My brother-in-law was his idea. He wanted to ride. There's a specific. I would think we talked about this a few years back, but there's a train you can ride. I forget the name of it, but it's like basically it's not a fast train, not like a bullet train. It's like this train that goes through regions, states, and you
Yes.
see like everything. I don't know what it's called, but
Yes.
it sounded awesome.
You can do like they have a lot of like either the tourist cars or like the with the glass, roofs and things to where you can go through and look. And some of the images I'm seeing right now is what's making me jealous of being able to go in November because they literally are coming through, you're going across, and they turn the lights off in the train just so you can like better experience like all of the different like fall colors and things of all the trees that you're like
Ah,
coming across. And it's just like blows my mind, man. Like I'd be more than happy to, guide you anytime you want, through Japan, buddy. Even if it's just like, getting through the airports and stuff or getting through Tokyo Station, because really like nobody has a good first day in Japan. Like you're happy to be there,
yeah,
don't get me wrong, but that like for me it's a 14 and a half hour flight,
yeah,
and that's not sitting in the airport, that's not going through
yeah,
customs, that's not hopping a train once you get there to get where you need to go. Like none of it's good, man. But like yeah, if you can cut down on some of the aggravation, it's so much worth
yeah.
it.
That's what that first that the only time I feel like I've had that London wasn't bad. The flight to London was probably the worst experience of my life because I went for a startup and they bought me the wrong ticket. I was supposed to fly on Saturday night, get there Sunday morning, sleep, go to work. Flew out Sunday night, which was Super Bowl Sunday, and I didn't care for the teams that were in it. It was the Chiefs and the Niners, but at the same time, I'm like, this is the worst thing you could do. So I didn't. I can't sleep on planes. I try. Sometimes I can. Sometimes I can relax myself to sleep. But it was a turbulent flight, but not like crazy turbulence. It was just kind of going over the ocean, so it's like rough. And the pilot's like,
Yes.
it's just gonna be this. But getting there because it's London wasn't that bad. However, Paris, I went to I went there for a job. Went to a smaller city called Rennes, and then went to meet my wife in Paris. And that getting to Paris is like, yeah, it's anxiety inducing because it's moving fast. There's no one's people speak English, but not no one cares that you speak English. So yeah, I agree. It's good to know someone. It's good to have someone there because I can thug it out a little bit and be like, all right, cool. But then at one point, I just got off the train and because I knew I had my phone. I'm like, I'm a 15-minute, 20-minute walk from the hotel. My wife said, I'm just gonna walk this. Like I can't. Like I need a moment. I need a moment. So I just got out and did it. But yeah,
Uh, yeah, Tokyo's that 100 times over, man. Like, I did a great job of like keeping us out of the times, but there was one time that my son got close. Like we were white gloved, pushed into that train. And I just looked at him and I was just like, just look at me. You know what I mean? Like, just look at me. It's going to be okay, man. We got 3 stops and we'll get off this. Like, it's okay. But it is not a great situation
Yeah.
to be in because you just can't move. You can't get anything. But we did it. I think if anybody was going to go, like, really start small and work your way up and really hitting Hiroshima where you could walk, like, even when the train shut down, we were at most like a 40-35 minute walk
Yeah.
to our Airbnb or to our, hotel. It was amazing,
Yeah.
And then when we went to Osaka, it's like, yeah, you step up and then you start doing things, but it's not Tokyo Station, my friend. Like that's one of my least favorite places in the whole wide world and my most favorite country in the whole wide world. But yeah, you can't. I know you have to go there, but yeah, it's no fun. If you're ever going to meet anybody there, Joel, like you have to meet outside and then go in because there's no meeting
Yeah.
anybody
Yeah.
once you get inside at all.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited for you. I think it's gonna be cool, and I'll definitely keep you posted. But another trip's gonna happen. I just gotta move. Yeah. It's just gonna be that. All we got outside of editing, the showcase is almost done, so I'll pull that out soon. But March we're gonna be doing a bunch more. Probably multi-city. Like
Yes.
Baltimore's right up the road from me, so that's not hard. DC's here. Networking in DC is hit or miss because it's DC. But in Boston, I go to Boston often. And I still have a ton of connects there. So March will be the next heavy content month. But traveling is something my partner Cole and I are trying to do. So I'll keep you posted. We definitely want to like go on the road, do something intimate, and then be a big venue. But we know people. We have people in Chicago, other cities, and do that. But it's been no complaints. But like you said, it just the year flew by. Like it was crazy. Like it's yeah, it's nuts. So we'll be in Japan. I'm pumped for this. Like yeah. I have no other plans next year. I'll figure out what me and my wife are gonna do. We just had our 5-year anniversary, so we'll see.
Congrats, my friend. Yeah.
But yeah, I can't wait. Like I was gonna go 2020 before knowing COVID was gonna happen, and
yes.
So no, I gotta do that. God, I gotta go, man. There you go. So Mike, I'm excited again. I'm feeling good.
It's good, man.
What are your holiday plans?
Was spent some time with my sister and her wife, over Thanksgiving break, and that was nice just because most of my family is, Arizona or elsewhere.
Oh, okay.
So just her, they're both there, so we get to see him, and so Christmas will be, kind of the same thing, but I get 2 weeks off, my friend, and
Nice.
I'm going to try to get ahead in the podcasting world,
Yeah.
And try to edit and, get some episodes in that bank so that, when things happen, I'm not just,
Yeah.
trying to scramble to get something. So that's, but yeah, it's great. My daughter, she's going to be 16 in January.
Nice.
And fortunate, my man, because she still wants to hang out with dad and do stuff, and I'll take it, every chance I get. So we were watching through, Netflix, the Scott Pilgrim anime of the movie. We were watching that. We've been watching Star Trek, like the Next Generation together. It's like all the cool stuff that you do, with your, soon to be 16-year-old. But it's great, man. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
2 things you said that piqued my. One, Arizona is probably my, if it's just my taste, it's probably my least favorite place. My wife and I were like, she was like, let's go on a little trip, just 2 of us, somewhere nice. I suggested Seattle. Seattle's one of my favorite cities. And she's like, nah, I want to go somewhere where there's like an ocean, whatever. And I'm like, all right. She goes, what about Arizona? I'm like, there's no ocean. I'm like, what are we talking about? And so we go to Scottsdale because there was a really nice hotel she wanted to stay at. There's nice stuff there. I can't get in the car every time I want to do something and drive. It just seemed like a city built. Scottsdale and parts of Phoenix feel like they were built for people to go there when their places get cold. And it just seemed very like manufactured. I hated it. Also, one of my favorite shows just ended on Netflix. It was called Agretsuko.
Okay.
And it's an anime about this. I think she's supposed to be a red panda, but she's an accountant in Tokyo. And it's about the stresses of work. like these animals, they're all animals, but the animals they're supposed to portray are based on their personalities. But her boss is this really mean pig. But the thing is, she does karaoke to blow off steam, but only death metal, and no one knows.
That's
So,
amazing.
but it's 5 seasons of basically her. It does a good job of like what it's like as a what it would seem like as a woman in Japan working that 9 to 5 life, how crazy it can get. It was super cool. I say check it out when you get a chance. It's really, really, really neat the way they do it. But I think they captured the essence of being a working stiff in Tokyo very well. Um,
There was recently, like one of the things I love, like if you can find an anime that actually not only is entertaining, but can also like kind of teach you something at the same time. And there is one that's called Miss Kazumi Loves Ramen Noodles, and it's like Koizumi, but it's like a bunch of girls. I think they're in like high school, maybe, but one of them is super into ramen, and she goes to all of these different like restaurants and talks about all these different types of ramen that I've never heard of.
yeah,
And I learned just from watching this anime, like some things I didn't know that you could do in a ramen restaurant or like ordering and some stuff. And this is just like an anime, right? But
yeah,
I feel like that one was one that would give stuff to like, even if you were Japanese and living in Japan, you learn something by kind of like watching this. And I couldn't get through those 12 episodes like quick enough. It was
nice. All right,
fantastic.
I'll check it out. I'll check it out. Well, Mike, this was great. This is really cool,
Great, buddy.
man. And it like it's good to talk to you, and I'm excited again. But now it's like I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, go, buddy.
Now
Go.
it's like I gotta get.
Same Same thing. I'm going to pull my wash from the washing machine, throw it in the dryer, and fold a little bit before bed. So, uh, anytime, Joel. I'm happy to chat again, my
You
friend.
got it. Well, I hope you all enjoyed it. Whoever listened, you'll be hearing from both of us soon at some point, maybe in Japan.
Sounds good.
All right, Mike.
Later, buddy.